Hello, welcome to my second video in my Java tutorial basics. And right now we're going to be doing if and else statements, logic, and conditionals. So the first thing I'm going to do is let's have a boolean variable. I'm just put is cat. And we're going to set this equal to false. And we're going to have a second boolean called is dog. And we're going to set that equal to true because it's not a cat, it's a dog. So let's make our if statement. Okay, so right here we have our if statement, just a basic structure. So if, and then we'll just put our conditional in here, which is our cat. So if it is a cat, we're gonna basically just execute whatever is between these two brackets right here. So let's do system.out.print. We're just gonna print to print the console. So we'll just say this is a cat. Oh, that does not go there. So if it is a cat, then we'll print this is a cat. Okay, let's run it. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so obviously nothing happened. And this is because it checked if this is a cat, which it is not a cat, then it will print this. However, it was not a cat. So it basically just said nope, and it just skipped this statement right here. But if we do if is dog, and I'm just gonna copy and paste this right here. Control C, Control V. This is a dog. And let's run it now. Nope, see? So it checks if it's a cat. It's not but it's not a cat, so it skips this line, and then it checks if it's a dog, and it says, oh, this is a dog. However, there's also something else we can use. We can use an else statement. So if it's not a cat, then it must be a dog. Since if it's not a cat, well, it must be a dog. However, what if it's not a dog? But in this case, it is. But what if it's not? Let's just change is dog to false. So as you can see, we have dog set to false, yet it still says this is a dog. And this is because it checks first if it is a cat, and if it's not a cat, then it just assumes that it's going to be a dog. But that's just kind of like a layman's terms. It's basically just if it's not a cat, then it will execute this statement right down here. Or if this is false, then it'll execute whatever is in this else. So to kind of remedy that, we can add another if statement. So we have an if else. So if this is a cat, else if it is it'll check if it is a dog. Essentially just combining those two if statements. And we'll check. Okay, so nothing shows up. That's because it is neither a cat or a dog. But if we set this equal to true, then is it a dog. Okay. Now let's go to integer and comparison. So it doesn't always have to be a true false value. It can also be numbers. So let's try that. So int number equals 5. All right. So if number is greater, wrong side, is greater than 0, then we'll print system.out.print line this is greater than 5. Okay, so we set our number, it's equal to 5, and if the number is greater than 0, then we'll say this number is greater than 0. Alright, so let's run it. Alright, so obviously the number 5 is greater than 0, so it goes through the if statement. Oh, by the way, when an if statement has no brackets like this, it just executes the very next statement. So if I just have, so if I have like a statement that comes right after this, it'll just execute this next statement as well, where this would be. However, you always just want to use brackets just for good practice and good formatting. Alright, so what if the number is not greater than 0? What if it's -5? Let's just run that. So nothing happens. That's because it is not greater than 0. So it's kind of a little bit more input and output. We're just gonna print the console. This is less than 0. Alright. Oh, yeah, my bad. A little bit too eager there. Alright, so this is less than 0, which is true. But what if it is 0? Okay, so it still says it's less than 0, and that's because it's 0 and anything below that, technically. But we can always add this. If we add this, then it'll say this is greater than 0. Oh, not that. This. And yeah, that's just basic conditionals. It's a little bit like it's logic, but it's easy once you kind of get the hang of it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. And yeah, hopefully you guys watch that. Thank you.